Peace and blessings, beautiful people. Peace and blessings. I hope you had a wonderful Self Love Wednesday. So, in the house of health and wellness, I'm not going to talk about fitness and I'm not going to talk about physical wellness. I'm going to talk about emotional wellness and mental health wellness, mental wellness. Okay, so I took a few notes. And people that I want to cover: Nola Darling, Shamaka, Nola's dad, I forgot his name, and Nola's friend who had the mental health problem. So we'll start with Nola's friend who had the mental health problem. Nola's friend suffered from PTSD. He seemed like a really cool guy. He was an artist. I know he was a veteran. I forgot what branch he served in and where he served. But he really was, for the most part, his spirit was upbeat. He seemed like a really sweet guy. But he had some issues, right? He had some PTSD going on. I'm not sure if it was being treated. I don't recall him saying that he was getting treatment. My heart went out to this guy because when he came back from serving, I don't know what happened to his family, but the brownstone that he grew up in had been sold to a white woman, and he would sit on the stoop and, and be in the neighborhood. It really didn't seem like he had a lot of family or that he had anywhere to go. So my heart really went out to him. And then I don't know if he was getting the medical help that he needed. He had a daughter, but it seemed like he wasn't on good. He didn't have a good relationship with the mother, and I think a lot of that had to do with child support, but it also felt like the mother was keeping him away from the child. And in his mind, when he talked about the child, I really thought like she was a young girl, but it turned out at the end that she was an adult. She was 21. So I don't know if because of the mental health, he didn't understand that she was an adult and that he could have a relationship with his daughter on his own without the mother, so I don't know if he understood that. But in the end, the daughter came and they embraced and he had a relationship with his daughter. Let's talk about Nola Darling. You guys already know how I feel about her. I don't really care for her much. I had the impression of Nola Darling that Nola was bipolar. Like, I just really felt that she would have these extreme highs and then she would have these lows. She was always crying. Like, she just seemed like she was always in crisis. And it made me wonder, did she have some kind of mental health disorder? At a minimum, she had emotional distress. At a minimum, I felt like a lot of what she was experiencing, though, was self-induced. She was bringing the drama to her life by her lifestyle, her perception of life, the way she perceived life, and the way she moved through life. Yeah, but I wasn't sure. Like, does she need medication, or is this emotional health? Nola was going to a psychiatrist. I don't know if, the schedule that she was going, the psychiatrist was played by Heather Hadley. She did an excellent job. I didn't know if she could act. Girl, Heather, you did a good job. It felt really natural. I like that. But yeah, Nola would go and she would see this therapist and she was talking through her situations. I don't know how much of that really helped because she still would go out and do dumb stuff. But it was a good start, right? It was a good start. Now let's talk about emotional well-being, right? I'll start with Nola's father. He seemed like a really, really unhappy person. He was very negative. His energy was very negative. I don't recall seeing him smile a whole lot. He seemed very unhappy with his life. The wife, Nola's mother, she was total opposite than him. Like, she was out acting and living her best life and doing her thing. She was very encouraging toward Nola, very spiritual. I thought she was the one who recommended that Nola go get the Yoruba cleansing. Yeah. Nola's best friend, Shamaka. She had some serious self-love issues, lack of self-love issues, to the point where she went and got these butt injections, illegal butt injections at that. And it was really a waste of her resources. The whole thing with Shamaka's friend is a real thing that a lot of young ladies, young girls, women in general face. You know, sometimes you can be beautiful already and not know how beautiful you are, not be able to see it. The way you perceive yourself is not the way everyone else perceives you, and you think you need to do more, be more, right? I've experienced that myself, so I don't want it to seem like I'm sitting in judgment of Shamaka. Like, I clearly get it. And we do these things to our bodies because we don't understand our self-worth and we're not loving ourselves enough. My overall take of Spike Lee's coverage of emotional and mental health, I was glad that he included this in the series. It's something that we definitely need to talk about, both mental health. Mental health is real, you guys, in the Black community. I know when I was coming up, it was taboo for whatever reason. And I really believe a lot of it is historical, where, you know, because of things like the Tuskegee experiment, Black people traditionally did not trust doctors. But we need to go and tell somebody and talk to somebody. Like, if you're having issues, go talk to somebody. Also, if you think you have mental health issues, if you know someone you think who has mental health issues, persuade them to go get help, get checked out. If you have a mental health diagnosis, there's no shame in that, okay? There's no shame in that. This is 2019. If you're supposed to take medication, take your medication. It is your responsibility. You are your own rescue. No one is coming to save you. It is your responsibility to take care of you. If you start taking the medication and you feel, oh, I feel good, I don't need this, that's your mind playing tricks on you. You need to stay on your medication, okay? If you have an investor, aka job, check your insurance benefits. Some jobs, investors offer EAP. I don't know what that stands for, but I've used it before. I know with my plan, I get 5 visits per calendar year. If I need to go talk to a professional, trust me, I will go. I've used it. I'm not ashamed to tell people, yeah, because that's the difference between me being alive, me being in jail, mass shootings, all that kind of stuff. Me being able to talk to someone. Yes. So if you have that, check your insurance benefits. EAP. Go to HR, ask them, do you have that? If you need to use it, use it. If you don't have EAP, don't be afraid to reach out to life coaches, preferably holistic life coaches, because they speak to the whole person, right? Mind, body, and spirit. Or find a therapist. There are a lot of therapists that will do sliding scales and things like that, where you won't pay the full price, but they will offer you a substantial discount. If you still can't do that, I'm going to tell you what you can do. I do it all the time, all the time. Get on YouTube, look up Louise Hay, look for mirror work. See if you can find anything dealing with mirror work for her. The book, You Can Heal Your Life, if you can find that on YouTube, the audiobook, or go to your local library and find whatever you need to find. Do that. It works.